Here, you can put your fucking alien weed up. I don't care.
Okay, sick.
All right, dumbasses. Our guest today is fucking a homie G. Like, I'm gonna give you a nice little intro.
Okay.
This guy's probably the only guy that I know in comedy who for sure could outsmoke me. This guy's fucked. I don't know. Maybe if one day we should try that. We'll go join.
Depends what we're smoking. If it's dabs, I don't dab.
So you don't dab, so the blast will tire you out.
But I'll smoke joints and spliffs and blunts all day.
Yeah,
one after another, until my chest hurts.
See, I can't do blunts all day. Okay, our guest today is the human blunt. Yeah, I like that. This guy's a human blunt. This guy, he's sort of got you know, like in Scary Movie when they light Buddy and he goes, "That's you. If I light your beard."
But I don't want everybody licking me.
He's a great stand-up comic, a fantastic weed smoker, a funny human.
I'm a great stand-up comic, but I'm a fantastic weed smoker.
What do you want from me?
I like it. No, I like it.
I hope
like
so.
It. I didn't know that's how the rating was gonna go. You know.
Okay,
Yeah,
the rating here is the truth. You're a great
nice
stand-up, but a fantastic pot smoker, a great acid dropper, a good mushroom eater. He's a trippy dude all around. I love his comedy so much that I think he's on most of the weed shows that I produce.
Thanks, man.
And
appreciate you, Mikey.
As much as I like you, I hate you because you're so funny when it comes to weed comedy that I wish I wrote some of your jokes.
But I don't even talk about weed though.
No, but you talk about.
I'm just high.
You're just so high that your comedy becomes weed comedy. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because early I used to get categorized as a weed comic, and people would only like not want me because they think I'm only going to talk about weed. I don't even have a weed joke.
People used to warn me about that. Hey man, don't label yourself as a weed comic. And I was like, man, go fuck yourself. I'll label myself whatever the fuck I want. That's the weirdest thing about art. Nobody tells nobody else to do that. Hey man, don't label yourself a realist artist, man. Don't fucking do that abstract shit, bro. What the fuck are they? Hey man, don't do rock and roll. Hey, don't become a rapper, man. You can become whatever the fuck you want. It's your art. It's the audience that comes and follows it.
It's true.
How long you been doing stand-up for, Nitty?
In November it will be 10 years. Yeah, buddy.
How old were you when you started?
19.
Wow. And where did you grow up?
Rexdale.
Wow. What was it like starting stand-up growing up in Rexdale? Because I remember you were like me, where all your friends used to come out and watch you. And then one day, none of your friends came out and watched you.
Yeah, they came out for a good couple years.
What?
Helped me win some contests. I won some good money because I got all my friends to come out.
Who'd you win? Didn't you win like Brampton's Funniest?
I won Mississauga's Funniest.
Mississauga's.
I got $500 because I brought out 21 people.
No.
Yeah,
you know, if all of those 21 people just giving you like 15, 20 bucks.
And bro, you know what was hilarious about it? These guys were like these hood guys from my high school, and they were like so disrespectful to all the other comics that went on stage.
Buddy.
They were booing them, they were heckling them, and then when I went on stage, they shut up and they just laughed at every joke. So it was only a good show for me. Everybody, you could tell every other comic was pissed. Michael Harrison was on that show.
Have you ever heard some of the stories of when I was coming up, my homies doing that kind of shit too?
What?
At Mark Bonuses shows and stuff like that? Because he was the guy who used to run shows and put me on it. Because I would do that.
Because you bring people out.
And yeah, all the time. And this fucking guy one time brought me on a show at the Fox and the Firkin. And all my friends heckled, just like you just said. As you said that, it made me laugh. I was like, Jesus.
They disrespect everybody, but they enjoy your set. And then eventually they stop coming out.
Yeah, my friends...
and thank God, I don't want them to come out anymore.
Can you imagine your friends still coming out?
I hate when my friends come out to shows, bro.
They're not good audience members.
No, because they're too biased. You know what I mean? I want raw, natural people. Citizens who watch comedy.
Is that a comedy secret that only comedians know about? That people think they want you want your friends to come and support?
At first.
And
also, I don't know about you, but me, my friends, I'm not even the funniest guy in my group. My friends wouldn't let me continue doing comedy if I wasn't funny.
I'll tell you,
I
get what you're
saying. Stop and be like, bro, you're embarrassing yourself.
You suck, man.
You know?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of comics who are delusional who will just do comedy for 25 years.
Bro, 90% of comedians are delusional, and the market would be 100% better if all these delusional fucks would just fuck off. Like the scene in Toronto would literally be 100% better. Yo, straight up, man. I'll start throwing out names. You think I won't? You know what kind of day I've had? I'll fucking throw these jerks under the bus.
I had a great day with Sega Beach.
And
chilling with the family.
One drive coming down to Toronto just absolutely sours the fuck out of me. Yeah, all day I've been sitting in the sun chilling out. As soon as I make the drive to the city, I'm like cutting me off. Nobody puts a signal on.
Right?
Okay, but wait. No, Toronto's a whack scene. Hamilton's whack. Ottawa's whack.
But it's the best scene.
Who's the best scene?
Toronto's the best scene. It's like, okay, honestly, it's not my favorite scene is Edmonton. I love going to Edmonton. I have so much fun in Edmonton.
3 comics over there who are good.
No, but listen, they have shows every night.
Yeah.
They're packed.
See, that's
And
more important.
The people there want comedy, and if you go there for a week, spend a week there, and just bounce around the open mics, you can make $1,000. As just hopping around.
Okay, wait. Let's shout out Western Canada. Fuck, Western Canada has a great paid scene for outsiders.
They breed comics differently. Like Toronto, we breed killers. You know what I mean? Straight up 5-minute bang bang killers. Out there, 2 months into comedy, they're doing 30 minutes, bro. I didn't have 30 minutes till 2 years in.
Okay, wait. Toronto breeds 2 types of comics.
Well, yeah, but I'm just
saying.
We
breed the killers.
And also the crazies.
And we breed the biggest wieners in Canadian comedy.
and
then followed by Montreal. Montreal's got a solid pack of wiener. And they're always exporting Montreal comics. Fuck you Frenchy fuck.
Oh, man.
Okay. Toronto is the best scene. Vancouver is also a great scene. What do you like more, Toronto or Vancouver as a city, though?
I love Toronto because it's I was born and raised. But my beef with Vancouver is I love Vancouver. It's like beautiful. You look at the mountains. There's just too many people visibly on heroin. You know what I mean? Like at least here, our drug addicts, we kind of hide it behind the dumpsters and shit. You know what I mean?
Visible drug heads.
It's spread out. In Vancouver, it's like
nah, man. I like Vancouver's visible drugs. It makes you humble.
No, and it's not even a good drug. It's such a sleepy drug. You know what I mean? Like here we have crack. Like the crackheads are different. You can see a crackhead and have a good, like, a crackhead's coming from 2 kilometers away.
God, that was the most raw shit you could have said about heroin. It's just too sleepy of a drug.
Dude, you walk by on Hastings in Vancouver.
It makes boring
They
drug
don't
addicts.
They don't even bother you. They don't ask you for change. You don't even feel like it's a community when you walk down the street.
They don't want your change. They want you to buy one of their stolen bikes or those shirts on the floor or their old radios.
I hate it. I like our crackheads. And you get to know them and you're like, I know this guy, so I can tell him fuck off.
I had a local crackhead growing up and he was great.
Like, okay, you ever seen that little crackhead homeless midget guy at Carlaw on the East End? He's always at Lakeshore in Carlaw, and he's just this tiny little midget.
Description of a dude ever. You ever see that little homeless midget dude?
But I saw him on his off time. Like he wasn't begging.
What?
Like I saw him another day walking down the street, and he wasn't begging, but he was just in like such a hurry going somewhere. You know what I mean? But I'm like, what does this guy have to do? You know what I mean?
Bro,
he's begging. Like,
that's me.
Oh, sorry, that tripped me out, bro.
Oh, I can't believe you're taking a shot at the midget beggars.
Anyways,
are we going to jail for this? Are we canceled because of our conversation right now?
I'm sorry.
Okay, let me get into it. Let me get into some conversation with you. Okay, so we know you're a comedian. How long have you been doing it?
How long have you been doing comedy?
I don't know.
You were one of the first comics I saw. I remember before I started doing comedy, I would come to Yuck Yucks on Tuesday nights and watch the amateur night. And I would watch most of these comics, and I would be like, you know what? I think I could do this. I think I could do it better than this guy. And then I saw you come out, and I just, like, this is the first guy that kind of, like, looked like me, talked like me. And then he started doing some crackhead joke. And he was smashing, and I was like, holy fuck, this guy's good.
Was I smashing as a young comic already?
Yeah, well, I don't know how long you were in it, but it was Tuesday night, and you were doing it, right?
Tuesday nights at Yuck Yucks means I'm at least 19, 20 years old. Man,
how old are you now?
I'm 30.
So you're like a year old or 2 years older than me.
Yeah, I'm a year or two older than you. I started when I was 18, though. So I would have been 20 if you were like 18.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you straight up, bro. I used to tell jokes about crackheads, and I can't do it anymore.
Why?
Because I've grown up and realized that being a crackhead isn't a choice, but a mental illness, bro. Very few crackheads that I know. Longevity in crackheadism isn't a choice. It's a mental illness. They don't even realize that society frowns on them being crackheads. They're just not there enough to know.
They did before they did the crack.
Maybe. I could give it to some people, but even in my neighborhood, I know a guy who's a crackhead now who was born a crackhead. Okay, this is for real. When he was a kid, he was already called cracky. Like he was already a kid.
Was he doing crack?
No, he was a kid named Andrew, and he had a little bit of mental illness. He was always kind of weird, and he didn't talk to nobody. And he got into crack. And you see him on Lansdowne, and he's a crackhead. You see him just walking down, and he's fucking, and you're like, man, that kid was born a crackhead, bro. I stopped.
I don't think he was born a crackhead, but I could see that his life was leading to crack.
Yes, bro. That's what I mean that's what I mean by born crackhead.
I see the path ahead.
You ever meet kids who were already stoners when they were kids, just the way they talk? Bro, some people are just born into the drug of their choice, man.
Oh man,
a lot of those Vancouver heroin addicts were sleepy kids taking naps all the time and shit like that.
You know what's crazy about those guys?
Yeah.
You could see them at different stages of their heroin use. Because, like, heroin's expensive. And you could see there's some kids sitting out there who still have fresh shoes. They're on their phones. And then there's some heroin users who have fresh shoes, but they have no phone. You know what I mean? And then eventually they have no shoes. They're just slowly selling everything, and you could see the transition.
You become a crackhead tomorrow. What do you give up first, your phone or your shoes?
Ooh, my phone.
Wow.
Because shoes will get you to the crackhead faster.
Wow.
To the crack faster. What are you gonna run with no shoes?
Yeah, but what are you gonna do when you're all rocked out on crack?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with the phone when you're all rocked out on crack?
You stand outside
you gonna
of
text
McDonald's.
Your crack dealer? No, you're gonna walk to them.
Yeah. What did people do before cell phones? You just had to call from a home phone.
Crackheads are not texting anybody. They're gathering in the park, and some
they
guy is feeding them like birds.
Yeah.
Some old version of a drug dealer is just feeding the pigeons, dude. That's all it is. No one's texting anybody.
Why you gotta be so funny for it? Why you gotta use that, bro? Why you gotta throw like a dude feeding pigeons? Oh man. Okay, man.
Funny,
That's
man.
actually such a perfect way to put it. Are you gonna roll a blunt? Here,
Yeah.
choose a weed. Choose a weed. We supply. I guess. Then we'll smoke some of your stanky dank.
Right.
I know you got some stanky dank. When did you start smoking weed?
The first time I ever smoked weed, ever huffed on a fucking
Hoover.
Summer of finishing grade 8, going to grade 9.
For real?
Yeah.
Classic time to smoke weed.
But I just smoked once and then never. I didn't do it again until like halfway through grade 9.
Okay, wait. You grew up in Rexdale.
Yeah.
You went to high school in Rexdale?
Yeah.
Predominantly what? Black and brown?
Yep. We had every race.
Yeah.
We had like 12 white people.
I know
They were
Rexdale like that.
Yeah, they were in one hallway. We called it the Dawson Creek hallway.
How funny is that?
Yeah.
Dawson Creek.
Yeah, there was 12 of them. Yeah, exactly. It was awesome, man. Yeah. We had a Somalian hallway.
Yo, Rexdale's tough like that,
crazy.
man. Rexdale's G like that too. Yeah, because I know
good.
the buildings, I know the style of families, I know all that kind of shit. And our high school, because it's right at Dundas West and Bloor, we got everybody. We had, man, it was like a TV
I can't
show.
imagine going downtown. That's like Degrassi, bro.
Bro, it was like
You know what?
Degrassi, bro. We had
I can't
our black
imagine.
group. We had our Latinos, and our Latinos, literally, bro, we're in a corner dedicated to Latino heritage in Toronto, and that's where they hung out, bro. They had little Mexican
I
flags.
can feel it. I can feel
Bro, and I
it.
swear to God, as they got older, they became more entrenched in the communal vibe of the Latino people, bro.
Yeah.
So in grade
Every
9,
day a button got
every
taken
day,
off
every
until
year
there
a
was
button
one
until
left.
there was just one left. Every year their mustache got thinner. Bro, you think I'm joking? I wish I was joking. The Latino corner truly embraced the look of the Latino independent gangster type person. The black kids in our school were hipster black, so they were like the dance black kids.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, but you guys were downtown, which
Yeah.
meant you guys were bad. Different kind of bad.
We were.
You guys knew crackheads. We didn't see crackheads like that.
There were fights every day in my high school. Fights every day between different like kids, different alpha type guys. Man, so many alphas.
We had a lot of fights too, but it's just like you guys got exposed. Like if you walk to school, if your school is downtown, you got to walk through the streets of downtown on your way to school. You're gonna see some shit.
You're gonna see some
on the way
man.
there.
It was right on Bloor too, so it's mad crackheads.
I saw nothing. I walked down Islington.
Yeah, Islington's quiet. It's all industrial-ish and weird. And
Islington, like North Islington, by like Steeles and Albion. That's where I walked down Islington. We didn't see
Every time I
crackheads.
picture Islington and Bloor. I never even imagined that it goes all the way up to Steeles.
Islington and Bloor, yeah. It goes past Steeles, bro. Islington goes fucking all the way.
What the fuck are people doing at Islington and Steeles?
Yo, if you go Islington far enough, there's a fucking...
I swear to God, there's like a... You hear that? Nobody at home can hear this right now, but there's like a parade or something going by.
Outside?
Yeah, there's like a parade or something going by. Oh my God. Are you good with these parades? You like these? Not parades.
What?
Parades is for victory. These marches. How you feel about that? You take part of any of this stuff yet?
No,
Me neither. I've been up north.
Honestly, I'm a lazy guy. I'm pro everything, but I'm just a lazy guy.
Okay,
Even when the Raptors won, I went outside. I was out there, but I didn't jump around.
I ain't
You know what I
climb no
mean?
fucking
Nah, I
poles.
smoked a blunt. I watched everybody do it. You know what I mean?
Okay, wait. I want to talk about one of your good takes because this is a very popular thing on the internet. I remember when everybody was anti-Apu, you were pro-Apu.
Yeah,
Okay,
man. I
and-
love
and-
Hank Azaria, man.
Yes.
And
Oh, so much
I
respect.
think he got. I think it's complete bullshit. And that comic that tried to take him down, whatever the fucking
Yo, give him your Indian name.
Kabadula, whatever
there
his
you
name
go.
is.
See, you can
Fuck
do it.
him, okay?
I love that. I love that you can do
Nah,
that.
man, Hank
Let him
Azaria is
know.
the man. Honestly, Apu gave so much respect to Indian people. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He put us on the map.
Okay,
he was our
bro.
Vince Carter.
You
know
see,
what I mean?
Like as a Portuguese guy, I'm always dying for a Portuguese character.
Yeah,
the best thing on The Simpsons is closest that comes to Portuguese characters is that Mexico plays Portugal in that soccer match.
Yeah.
And that's it. And
that's it.
But in my heart, when I was a kid, when that episode came, I was like, sick. Yeah. I get what you're saying. You had a representative on. See, some people take it. Is it a soft person thing? Because I know you're kind of hard.
No, it's people. We're just living in a world of people like, oh, I'm hurt too. You know what I mean,
bro? Because I know you grew up in Rexdale, and you're like, I've gone through some real shit. You think I'm gonna be offended about a voice of a cartoon?
I literally have an uncle who loves The Simpsons so much. That's why I listen. I was raised by. He made us as kids watch Simpsons. This guy has I got it from Universal Studios. It's a Quickie Mart.
No, like employee shirt.
And he wears it all the time.
And he probably loves it.
It looks like Apu.
Dude, and he loves it, right?
He loves it.
You see, it's a choice.
Yeah, man.
And
Hank Azaria only apologized because some white lady made him apologize.
And I love Hank Azaria too. Hank Azaria is the dude, bro.
Yeah,
he's a funny dude.
He's the man, bro.
Every Simpsons. Who's your favorite voice actor on The Simpsons, man? And you can't pick Phil Hartman, obviously.
Oh man, he's the best though.
Yeah.
And everything he does is so sick, dude.
You know, Phil Hartman's brother, I think it's Paul Hartman's like a huge pothead too.
You know what I've been watching a lot? Bob's Burgers. And that guy Bob.
Yeah.
He does. I never watched. I'm starting to watch Archer.
He used to have a bunch of shows. Yeah,
He's on everything, dude.
Dude, that guy even had.
Sick, man.
I can't remember his name right now, but he used to have a show called Blah Blah in a Van or something's van. What's his name? What the fuck is Bob Burger's name right now?
I don't know.
I can't remember
Bob
right now.
Burger.
I got a story for you because you like Bob's Burgers. When I was at Just for Laughs,
I love cartoons, bro.
The staff of Bob's Burgers, they were staying on the same floor as me. And so at nighttime one time, Dee and I are in bed because we brought Aaliyah to Just for Laughs our first year. And the little kids are there. The girl who talks like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And the really nerdy guy. I can't remember his name, but the kids.
I don't know anybody's name either.
Okay, I can't remember their names, but the characters. You know what I'm talking about. Little fat kid and the little girl with the thing.
Gene and Louise.
Yes, man. Gene and Louise were staying like on my floor. And at nighttime one time they were talking and it sounded like Bob's Burgers outside.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, bro.
That's
cool story,
cool.
okay? I can't remember their names right now. The little nerdy girl and the little fat pudgy comic. You know what I'm talking about.
You know what's hilarious? Like my girlfriend loves cartoons so much. You know this.
I know Spliff. One day I might even have to interview Spliffies because she is a weed figure. She has her own little like thing. I don't know. I gotta.
For sure. But she loves cartoons so much. And like when we saw you at Just for Laughs, and you got that picture with Mike Judge. Because King of the Hill is my favorite show ever. And Beavis and Butt, the guy's a genius. You know what I mean? And we saw that picture. She was so jealous. And straight up, I think she wants me to get like Just for Laughs more than
just so she can go and do that party with everybody
and meet the people. You know what I mean?
Man,
like it's crazy.
Did I ever tell you the Mike Judge story too?
That's so cool, man. I'm so jealous about that.
So nobody knows who Mike Judge is unless you're a comedy nerd like me or a cartoon nerd like Spliffs. And nobody was talking to him. He was just having a conversation with like some normal lady.
He looks like just a normal like weird guy, like bro, you know what I mean? Like,
and I knew him right away, and I was like, oh my gosh. Mike Judge right there. He's right there. I just walked up to him. I was mad high too. And you've been to those parties. You just smoke weed openly at Just for Laughs. Kind of fucked.
It was so fun.
Yeah, you remember that? Oh man, we have a funny story that night too. Fuck, remember that? Okay, well listen. So Mike Judge is there all hanging out, and I come up smelling like weed, and Mike Judge literally is like, man, it smells like weed. And I was like, it's me. He was like, what? And then we started talking. And I started asking him all these little like stoner questions, and I was like, "Man, Mike Judge, you're the fucking man, dude." As a young comic at this festival, growing up watching your shows, watching your style of comedy, how you translated your weird sense of humor onto some of your shows. What was like some of your favorite stuff that you did? And he's like, "Man, even to this day, out of everything, I just love Beavis and Butthead." Oh man! And I was like, right? He was like, "It's
the best."
I've done lots of stuff. King of the Hill might be the better show, but I love Beavis and Butthead. I was so young, and
it's literally so silly. It's so silly, dude.
The way he talked about it was like a little kid talking about like his how do you explain it? Like a little kid talking about his favorite toy, bro.
Yeah.
I love it, the way that it looks, the noises that it makes, and you're like, man, you still love that show. I bet you if you could probably bring it back, you would. And when you hear him talk, you can hear the voices of his characters in his natural voice because you can't.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Range of everything.
And it's weird. You're like, oh my fucking. Okay, so tell me your shit. You were gonna jump in right now.
No, I was gonna say I literally have at home. I have a playlist of TV shows. So like my girlfriend's on top of it. She downloads everything. So and we archive it all. So I have every episode of The Simpsons ever. Every Bob's Burgers episode. Every cartoon. Beavis and Butthead.
And just
even fucking like Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, well,
shit,
you can get all of it. Fuck.
And we just have one. We have one ultimate playlist. It's called. And it's just on shuffle,
and it just plays random shit.
You know what I mean? So I get a King of the Hill episode here, and a Simpsons, the most random Simpsons.
It's
episode.
like a cool channel that just plays what you want,
and it's just on the TV all day in the background. You know what I mean?
You guys in your fucking weed smoking
cool shit
relationship. Did you choose a weed from here?
Yeah, I took the sugar cookies.
Did it look good? Smell good?
I didn't even smell it.
You're so G. Like it look good. Okay, wait.
Fuck yeah. I'm getting another tattoo of Simpsons tattoo.
What do you got so far?
I have the Homer Simpson that I drew.
Yeah, right. Dude, it's so funny.
The Homer. It's my version of the thing. But I'm going to get... Because I lost weight recently, right? So on my chest... Remember that Mindy episode where Marge gives Homer the T-shirt with her face?
And it's kind of crooked because she saved $2.
It's all stretched on it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get that on my chest and tell people I had it when I was fat, but I lost weight. And it's stretched. Like, it's opposite, but it's going to be... That's what... Yeah, fuck yeah.
There's a couple of Simpsons tattoos that I like. I would love to get the Biggie Bart or the Biggie Homer. I love that because I love both of them so much dearly. That
do it.
Okay, there's a couple other ones, man.
You don't have any tattoos, do you?
No, I don't have no tattoos. So if I got tattoos, the Simpsons tattoo off the top would make my life. There's a bunch. There's the one that I can't remember who has it on the show, but somebody has a Krusty with holding a knife in his mouth. I can't remember who.
I have Krusty too.
Right? You gotta have Krusty, man, as a comic, bro.
Bad. Yeah,
so
man.
I always think about getting my Krusty. I also like the flying hellfish.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
I mean, classic, right? Yeah. Just a little thing, just for fun. Or even the fucking man, the Stonecutters fucking thing is classic. Get it on your ass.
You know what comic has that? Literally on his ass?
No, who?
Alan Shade. He has the Stonecutter.
Does he?
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta get it on your ass. I think it's the funniest
so
tattoo you can have.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many great Simpsons tattoos that I would want. Yeah, I think about getting them all the time. I don't even like tattoos. I'd probably get a Pokemon tattoo too.
Pokemon? I don't like Pokemon like that.
Because you're a punk, bro. You're a punky.
I have a question for you. How are you dealing with no comedy, bro?
I don't give a fuck about
you
no
don't
comedy.
miss it? Oh, you dropped it all.
I dropped your weed. I didn't know you had weed in there. It's okay, I'll pick it up.
What do you think I was doing in there, bro?
I'll dust it off my pants and I'll just pick it up. But listen, I don't give a fuck about no fucking...
What do you mean? You don't miss stand-up at all, bro?
I miss performing, but do I care? No.
Oh, my God.
You know what? I just want to get up there so I can...
You're lucky because you have a kid, bro.
I want to see what I become. I'm not going to do not one of my old jokes anymore. I used to love just getting my act down and doing it for like 2 years.
I don't believe that you'll never do one of your jokes again.
Well, maybe if I'm doing like a corporate and I'm lazy. But...
I bet you in 2 months we'll see this guy at Vapor Central asking everybody if they watched Magic School Bus.
No. He's got to take a different turn after this. It's not so fucking nice and sweetie pie-ish.
I don't know, man. I just did fucking...
You did the...
I've been doing those park shows. Dude, honestly, it's the greatest time ever.
The outdoor comedy?
And everybody's sitting on the hill.
Yeah.
It's the highest ceiling you could ever have for a comedy room. The fucking laughs hit you like a coliseum, dude. It's so sick. It's unbelievable. And there's like 200 people there sitting on a fucking hill out for comedy. Well, the first night, I went on stage and I asked, I'm like, how many people are here for the comedy show? Nobody clapped. And I was like, how many people are here for the hill? And the fucking place cheered. It erupted.
They were there for the hill?
They were there for the hill. It's just such a good spot for the show. But after the second show, everybody actually started coming out for the comedy. I'm here, bro.
Here. Yeah, okay. This is our first blunt, by the way. It's the first blunt on the show doesn't really even have a name. We call it Sessions, Mike Rita Sessions.
Oh, you don't have an official name for it yet?
We don't give a fuck. I told you, life don't got no power, man. Just live it, bro. Just
no
live
name.
it.
Why don't you get sponsored by fucking... Who does No Name?
I actually created an album called the No Name Comedy Album. I did the thing.
Did you
and
use the color and everything?
Yeah, I'll show you. But here, spark this. I created an album called the No Name Comedy Album because I recorded a great recording once in Winnipeg. I got nothing to do with it. And it's a great early show, late show. Like I smashed because I didn't know that they were recording. So it's one of those natural smashes where you're just fucking going off like...
Where you don't... Yeah, you're just having fun.
You're just having fun. And I smashed. And I was always like, man, that's fucking sick.
It's the realest shit ever that when there's a camera or you know that there's someone watching you, you act differently than you normally would do.
Yeah, what the fuck? Who the fuck am I? Houdini?
Yeah, bro.
What do you think, bro? I'm gonna do some shit that like no one's expecting right now. Oh man, like I'm scrolling through my shit. Remember Summer Jam? I can't wait for that to come back, bro. That's how lazy I am. Man, I'll tell you straight up, bro. I created a poster for one show and I never let it go. So this is my No Name comedy album cover. You like that?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Doesn't that look like legit like a No Name comedy album? Raw, uncut comedy album. How funny is that?
Try to get it sold at No Frills.
Can we show that? Can somebody see that? Oh man, turn it this way. I gotta say, I got my fucking kid turns off.
Should have got that on the shelves at No Frills, bro. I'm telling you.
Right? Wouldn't that be funny? Man, get that at the No Frills thing, man. Oh my god, that's so funny, man. Let's see if I can make it bigger. It doesn't even make it bigger at all. Son of a. But yeah, man, I'll see if we can punch in or something like that. I created something called the No Name comedy album. I haven't even released it yet. But look, 420 grams. You like that? You know,
release it.
I was supposed to release, and then all this COVID shit went down, and then all this Black Lives Matter shit, and I was like,
COVID
man,
fucked up some shit, dude. I was supposed to be in Australia. I was supposed to leave for Australia the day they did the travel ban.
No, thank God you didn't get stuck there. Fuck that. You'd have to be in Australia.
I was gonna go meet up with some comics who were there, who were literally got there 2 days before, had to come back
right away.
But it fucked up my whole trip, bro. It fucked up everything, man.
Fuck that. I don't even give
But it helped. It was good and bad. I don't know. I can't explain.
I don't give a shit about COVID. I'm going to tell you straight the fuck up.
It's different for us because like we don't have real jobs. Like the only thing different is at nighttime now we can't go out and do comedy.
Well, imagine how fucking pieces of shit we'd be. Dude, we can't go tell me fucking jokes at night.
I know. And that's what it is. Like, and honestly,
there's people out there who are like, I owned a steel mill and I lost.
But yo, honestly, we fucking work for the privilege to not have to work every day to do comedy at nighttime. You know what I mean?
You hold it down, bro. I know that you cake too on the outside because you're a G. You established this fucking image. You held it down. You became a trusted fucking dude. You and Spliffs are good marketers.
I'm a hustler, bro.
Bro, trust. As good of a comic as you are, that's a fantastic point. You're a great hustler. Did you always feel like you wanted to hustle, or was
I had to, bro? We grew up broke. I would start flipping sandwiches in high school. Things my mom will make.
Do you know what I want to flip nowadays? I want to make shit for people. I just want to make like benches and chairs, like I make.
Can you
cottage.
You can do good.
Yeah,
carpentry?
like I like that stuff. I never fucking do it anymore.
Do it, and because you're an artist and you're Mike Rita, you could add an extra zero to the end of it.
Well, people will be down. Trust. I posted some shit on my Instagram that I was making, and people were all about it. One lady's like, "Wow, that's so nice." I was like,
"Bro, we have to hustle. Comedy honestly doesn't give you enough money to live your life."
Trust, man.
You know what I mean? It's enough to get drunk every day if you want that kind of life. You got to do something else, or you got to fucking make albums and get it on fucking.
You want to know the truth?
Shit.
Thank God for my albums, bro. They save my ass every 3 months.
That's the most blessed. I love.
We're literally
that little secret.
Looking at amazing. Buying a house with that shit.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Bro, because it allows us to like we're not gonna buy a house in the city. We're gonna live in the bumfuck like outside of Barrie or some shit.
Whatever.
I don't give a fuck. I swear I live right now and I love it.
You're a comic talking about buying a house.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good, dude.
Bro, buying a house and smoking some weed. I own my little ZZ. Bro, trust, man. You know? People don't know, man. I would rather be poor and happy like I am. I'm poor, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
Instead of like I wish I could be just rich and happy. That would be fucking crazy. I don't even know what I would do. What the fuck do you do if you're rich and happy? Do you just walk around giving people little stacks? Do you tip everybody like, I know, you know him, Mr. DP of the Fuku, okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That was our secret way.
Yeah.
That guy is a happy dude and he cakes. I seen that guy one time tip the lady the exact number of the bill. She was like, it's $52 for the bill, and he was like, okay, that's free. And he gave her a 50 on top of a $50 bill. Okay, the thing was $52, and he gave her like $105. Like keep it.
I know, dude. He's because look, I'm in the marijuana industry as well, you know. And that guy, I went to his house one time to pick up some, some Fukis,
some Fukos,
and literally, this guy he loves to flex. You know what I mean?
What did he show you? Some shoes or the safe? Did he show you the shoes or the safe?
First, always the shoes. But he
course.
literally took $100,000 and threw it at me.
Yeah, he did.
And he's like, "Hold on to that and look at that as motivation." And I'm like, "Can I have this?" You know what I mean? And he's just the weirdest. He has the weirdest story.
Because this is actually his second time becoming a millionaire, pretty much. He's actually been a millionaire before.
He lost it all on cocaine.
Correct. And then he lost
as
pretty
a comic.
Yeah.
He was sleeping
under a table, bro,
beside a stove in Hamilton in a rundown apartment, and fucking now he's killing it. You know what I mean? It makes me so happy. I'm so happy for him.
It couldn't have happened to a better person too.
Well, it could have happened to better people. A lot.
No, man, I'm not.
A lot of better people.
Because he was really nice to me.
He's a nice guy. He is.
That guy's giving me. When COVID started, I actually threw that guy a message and I was like, "Yo, if shit goes downhill, could you lend me some loot?" He was like, "Obviously, just come pick it up." I was like, "Oh." He'll literally probably throw something at me and just be like, "Give it when you can."
Yeah, he's the man, bro.
He's the man, bro. And we were thinking about buying a house too. I even was like, man, I could just message that guy and he'll give us like a little loan on the house and then just toss him like whatever.
If you let him use your attic as a
storage
factory.
Oh man, trust. We have a bunch of stories with that guy. That guy's fucking, bro. I've seen that guy tip people that like just at Denny's.
Yeah, it's just. Like, it's nice, man.
That's what I mean. If you were rich and happy, I don't know. Like, imagine you were really rich. I'm not talking having 10K.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking 20K in the bank and living a.
I'm talking 60K a month every month coming in before you do your shows.
Oh my
your
god.
Guaranteed income.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would be fantastic.
What kind of car would you own?
I would own many cars. I love cars.
Name 2 cars that you would love to own.
Honestly, the next thing I would get like a F-150, like a fully loaded pickup truck.
What are you?
I fucking love pickup trucks. I had one for a year. Remember that time I had one? I was doing that job. Remember we did that show? You invited me to come do some dog charity in a nightclub where they stopped everyone dancing.
And you had a fucking like Remax signs in the back, like open house signs.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I did some stupid sign job.
That was good.
Yo, I worked 2 days a week to put up signs. I got $1,000 a week and a pickup truck to drive every day. It was the best. But you remember that stupid ass gig we did?
No.
You don't remember that gig that we did?
Tell me.
Okay,
Tell me the gig. It might
you told me come do this charity for dogs. Some dog.
Where were
foundation. I don't know where it was. It was in a nightclub. When I walked in, there was a DJ playing. People were taking shots. It was a club. And then they're like, yo, we have a special guest. Comedy, and you brought me as your opener because you knew how stupid this gig was,
and that I was gonna need somebody to buff.
And they literally stopped the club. They stopped people from having fun for us to do comedy. It was the worst time ever, dude.
Where were we?
I didn't have a good time because I had to go first and open.
Did I do good?
You did a good because first of all, you had me as your opener to take all the heat, and then they understood what was happening.
It's slowly coming to me, bro.
And then we went outside.
Were we upstairs at somewhere?
I don't know where it was, but then we went outside and then we smoked weed in the truck. That's how that memory is. But
I don't remember nothing.
I was so happy. I was like, Mike Rita asked me to do a gig, and then you get to the gig and you're like, I see why Mike Rita asked me to do this gig.
Have I ever been a good person to you, bro? Tell me, bro. Please tell me you have one good memory of me, and it's not just me always being a fucking.
I remember the first time I was gonna get on JFL 42.
Did I help you?
Yeah, you gave me the spot.
Yeah.
But then 2 days before you canceled on me.
No, don't lie. Was the show canceled?
No, you put somebody else on that you forgot that you're a.
But who was it?
I don't remember. I don't give a fuck. You think I remember?
What show was it? What year?
I don't remember.
What was the venue?
I don't know. I didn't do it.
Do you know how this JFL 42 shit works?
I did it once. Chris
want
Robinson brought me and actually followed through with the spot.
It might have been the year with Nick Reynoldson. Was it Nick Reynoldson that I replaced you with?
No, it was some stew where I was like, this guy can't be serious.
No. Was it the year with Andrew Packer? I got a lot of heat for that.
It probably was.
Do you remember that year?
I
think it was that year. So Andrew Packer had asked me before anybody else, and I said yeah, out of just like, sure. Of course you can.
Because you're a nice guy. You say yes to everybody.
And I don't even
remember. That's why your shows have 200 people on.
That's right. And I can never, bro, I just used to say yeah because I don't give a fuck. Nowadays, I never say yeah. I won't even answer. So.
It's a nice in between.
Yeah,
if you catch me, it's a yes. But if you don't catch me, you'll never know.
And if I see you on the street, I'll act as if nothing happened because I'll tell you straight to your face, like, yeah, I probably seen your message, and I just. Yeah. It's not a personal thing, bro. I'm not trying to not answer people's messages, but who the fuck can like focus for any long period of time while looking at messages?
Dude, I don't even have Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft. I don't have fucking Facebook Messenger on my phone.
I don't have Facebook.
I have Facebook, but I don't have the Messenger. I won't
Messenger,
respond.
But I don't have Facebook. If I want to use Facebook, I have to go on my Google and then put F, and then the thing pops up. Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up, bro. If I wasn't a comic, I would never use the
Me neither. I would delete everything.
I don't even like cable TV. You know what I like though? Because I'm a fucking drone for like fast-paced shit. I love CP24.
CP24 is good, but like
and like a background TV though.
But after like 45 minutes,
after you've watched the loop,
yeah.
So
After 2 loops, you're like, what am I doing?
I'll watch the morning. What? I used to love sports so much that I could watch the same set of hour-long highlights between 8 and like 12 o'clock at the hotel.
You always catch something a little different in every highlight.
I used to love it. And if the Leafs won, I could watch the morning highlights each time for when it would come up and be like, all right, here's the last night's game between the Leafs and the Florida Panthers.
5 times?
Oh, yeah. And if it's like a beatdown on a Saturday, oh, baby, could I watch those highlights? Like, every time, oh, man, I'll tell you straight up, bro. I'm bad at watching highlights. I can't even watch Jose Bautista hit that home run in the 7th inning because I could put myself back in that moment where I was, how it happened.
You get too jacked up before you see it?
Bro, I watched the whole season that year. We were on fire. We had picked up all these players. David Price.
That's a lot of baseball to watch, guys.
I used to watch it because I got nothing to do. I'm a fucking loser like that. And if I'm not watching it, I swear to God, it's on the background on the TV loud so that I can hear it in another room or on the patio.
Baseball? Well, you
Baseball.
probably took a lot of naps.
No, but bro, you got to know that there's this guy named Buck Martinez who does like the Blue Jay call, and he's got this classic like. And
I've heard it.
There's an absolute slobberknocker over again. Sure. It's the fucking best, bro. It's like an acid.
It reminds me of fucking being 10 years old watching Frasier, sleepy. You know what I mean? I used to come home from school, my brother's watching Frasier, and I'm like, this show's so fucking, it made me so sleepy. I was like, why does this guy have a British accent? I didn't understand it.
It's not British. It's like Vermont or something.
But I was a kid. I was like, why does this American guy have British kids? I hated it. I didn't like it.
He doesn't have British kids, you.
I know now. They're just rich white people. But at the time, it sounded like, I was like, I don't get it.
Fucking British. I never even watched enough Frasier to assume what they were. I just assumed that it was a wacko show. I swear to God, I used to like watch Frasier for 10 seconds, and Frasier would be like, Niles, did you know that Veronica called? I mean, she wants to talk to one of us. And you'd be like, who is this? It's the Big Bang Theory of the 90s. It wasn't
bad, though. No, but I watch it now. It
wasn't bad.
No, I watch it now, and I'm like, solid fucking
That's
show.
That's because you love Kramer. Not Kramer. Nigel. Oh, what's his name, bro?
Who?
The guy does Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Sideshow Bob,
what's his name? I'm so bad at names. Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey fucking Grammer.
He's the man. And honestly, Frasier is great. I remember I used to get bored and not understand it because I was a kid. I didn't get it. Then I got older and I was like, okay.
I can't watch Frasier.
You work at a radio station. I kind of get it.
Frasier's a wacko fucking show. Friends, even worse.
Bro, you don't like Friends?
Oh my God,
I was in grade 6 when the finale happened. Everybody talked about it the next
day. Then talk to me about that shit. Even in grade 6, I would have been like, shut the fuck up and watch a real show like The Simpsons, bro. Dale Strawberry was crying in the outfield.
Nah, bro, all the hot girls were watching it.
Hot girls. I didn't talk about no hot girls when I was a kid. I didn't give a fuck about that shit. When I was a kid, I swear to God, I was so focused on sports.
How old were you when you started caring about girls?
High school, grade 8. I remember I can remember the first girl's butt that I checked out. This is not even a joke.
You keep thinking about it, you're
I never
fucking pedophile. Stop thinking
an
about it right now.
inclination to check out a young girl when I was a kid, sexually in any manner. They were all my friends. And then something changed in me in grade 8, where one of my close friends was this girl named Linda, and something changed. I was like,
you looked down, you just had a boner?
What's that? No. I looked down, and she had a butt, and I had never seen Linda's butt. And I remember being in grade 8 and being like, oh my God, Linda's got a nice butt.
Did you get with Linda?
No. Linda wasn't about it. Not that I really ever went, but I was her friend, so I knew what she was about, and I knew that she wasn't about boyfriends. And people used to talk shit to me.
Why?
Because I was as much as I was a pothead, I was an artsy kid. Like, I was killer at music. I was first chair trumpet.
Yeah,
I walked around with a little
trumpet
weird
case. Instruments.
Yeah, I play all kinds of instruments. But you know me, like, outside of this, I play accordion. I play all kinds of stringed instruments, any kind of thing with keys, anything with a mouthpiece.
The funk is within you, bro.
Bro, yeah, I got it in me, man. I played accordion when I was 4. It's like me giving it to my daughter next year. It's crazy, bro.
She plays it?
No, she has pianos at home. She has little instruments already. You can see that she's probably going to be something more towards drums or like those kind of instruments.
My parents never engaged me in music, ever.
You have to, because if you don't engage a kid when they're young, then they're not going to think that it's a normal thing. And then it's easy for them to get it twisted that it's a nerdy thing. I swear to God, bro, I was amazing at accordion until a kid called me Steve Urkel. And then in like grade 8, I was like, I don't want to be some nerdy like Steve Urkel type kid. I'm not Steve Urkel.
I want to be Stefan.
Yeah, I want to be Stefan, bro. Wear a nice t-shirt. Nah, somebody made fun of me, man. I used to get made fun as a kid all the time. And 80% of the time, I would let it bounce off me. But if I had any kind of pre-notion that it was a cool thing that I was doing. I told a story one time in another podcast. that I had wanted a G Unit shirt for Christmas and I didn't get it.
Okay.
And then my birthday's in March, so I kind of made us think about it at Christmas that I wish I got it. So they got it for me in March. And I remember being pumped, and they got me. Remember at the time when G Unit came out, it was either a black shirt that you got that said G Unit, or one that was khaki with black writing that also said G Unit. That had like a little thing in the middle. They didn't get me that one. They got me the red one that had like white lettering, and I was still really nice. I actually really liked it. But the first day that I wore it to the park, one of the first comments some older guy said to me was like, "What the fuck kind of shit is that, bro? It looks like shit." And I just remember like inside, bro, crumbling. Look, Lisa, you can see the moment exactly. His heart. Dude, that guy did not chew. He chewed me up, bro.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's a good story. There's like certain times as a kid you really got hurt. I can remember getting turned down.
Just get roasted.
You want to hear a cool story? This is like a cool full circle story. When I was a little kid, some girl Sarah, when I was in grade 7, turned me down.
Pre-Linda.
Okay. This was a girl named Sarah. One of the first girls I had a crush on. Not anything sexual. It was just like a little kid crush.
Yeah.
I asked her if we were having a
Nothing
little...
sexual. Grade 7, jerking off 12 times a day.
Nah. I wasn't a jerker offer in grade 7. You want to know what kind of loser kid I was? I'll tell you straight up. I was the kid who would turn on the hot shower and make out with the shower to practice in case it went down.
Fucking weirdo.
What do you want me to do, bro?
Nothing. Power to you. You're probably a great kisser.
I got perky, juicy lips. But in all seriousness, man, I let this go up, but that's okay because we're having a great chat. I asked Sarah to come to go to the dance with me. We're having, at the time, it was like a grade 7, grade 8 seniors dance, blah, blah, blah. I asked them that if she would go to the dance with me. She said no. She didn't want to go to dance with anybody. And,
where'd you ask her, on MSN or in person? I
asked her in person at the coat rack in the morning. Ooh. For real. Like, do you remember, like, in elementary school? Nobody saw me. I made sure, I didn't make sure. She was just one of the last people, luckily. And I was like, this is my chance. So I just took it. I asked Sarah, this is such a great story. And then it's kind of not a great story because, whatever. This is kind of funny.
You had the balls to do it.
Listen, I asked her, will she go home? She says, no. Cool. Buddy, in grade 12, we weren't in the same school, but she had me on something called Meet Me in TO. Okay. Do you remember Meet Me in TO? It was like a weird pre-Facebook-y
I was on
thing. Black
Planet.
Yeah. It was one of those, like, very specific hookup sites for, like, teenage kids, which is kind of weird to think about now. But I was on it in grade 12, and she messaged me on Meet Me in TO, and I was like, yo, Sarah, what's up? She's like, nothing. What are you doing tomorrow? You want to hang out? Maybe smoke a joint? I was like, what? Cool. Fuck. Sarah... Cool. I was like, yeah, let's hang out.
Your grade 8 boner came back.
What, bro? She wanted to hook up like a motherfucker. Hey. Like puberty had hit this fucking chick like a rocket. So she comes down to my house. We smoke a joint. We go back to the room. We like took no time. Like we had like 5 minutes of kissing and we were already we were getting down. And I was 18 at the time. I was just coming to the end of my high school life. And I remember being so happy that...
Was that your first hookup?
No. That was my second... I lost my virginity a few months before. And
before that, it was all just shower kisses.
Shower kisses, fingering, high school, foreplay type of weird shit. Yeah. I had dated this rocker chick for a long time that I thought I was going to fuck, but I didn't.
I'm so sorry, bro.
It's what it is. Grade 11 was fucked. I was hoping to get down, but grade 12, all kinds of getting down. It was sick. It's like everything had changed in grade 12. It was for real. Like once you became a grade 12, chicks were actually kind of down to get down.
Yeah.
And
they give you condoms in grade 12.
We were down. They were down. It was fucked. So Sarah comes over. We bang. What is it? What? I was so happy. I probably didn't even last more than 5 minutes. So, but she didn't even care. She was so happy. We
had a
great
how long
time.
did you last? You were being generous. Give yourself 5 minutes.
It felt like 5 minutes only because there was foreplay too. There was some time.
I forgot shower kissing.
Shower kissing. Shower fingering. You know, where you like let the water run. I'm just joking, man. But I'm not even joking, man. And yeah, we got down, bro. Did you lose your high school? Did you lose Virginia high school or after high school?
I lost it in high school.
Lost in high school?
I was 15 years old.
No, so young. Brown kids fucking or what? White girl or brown girl?
White girl.
No, what? I've seen pictures of you in high school. You were picking up white puss in high school.
Nah, just one.
Oh.
And then I had a brown girlfriend, and she was my girlfriend for like 9 years, dog.
I met that girl.
Yeah.
And then your next girl was Spliffs?
Long term. My first job, I was in grade 8. That same year, grade 8 to grade 9.
Why the fuck you working in grade 8?
Because, bro, I just wanted money. I was a little hustler. My boy's uncle owned a car cleaning shop, like detail cleaning. And my boy was 14, and he would detail clean cars, and his uncle would let him drive the cars. And he got me a job, and I would drive the cars and clean the cars. But then one day, his uncle came and told me, I only worked there for a week. The uncle came and told me, he goes, ever since I started working there, it's been the slowest it's ever been. Because he doesn't want cars to come in because he says I'm a bad cleaner.
No way.
I spent 5 days there, bro. And then the next day, he said, just come pick up your money, and then you don't have to come back anymore.
5 days.
Bro, when I went, guess how much money he gave me?
$150.
He gave me $40.
No.
He gave me $40.
$10 a day.
Not even. 5 days, I got $40 because he said there was too many cars that complained about the job I did. Bro, I was like, I felt so shitty. I remember I went to the mall and I bought army pants.
You bought army pants?
And you know the worst part about it was? I went home and they were too tight. Because I was a little shit and I didn't want to try them on.
I've never tried on a pair of pants.
Why would I?
Bro, I either bought the right pants like a man or I didn't, and I go home and try them on and I fucked up and they just sit in my closet until I become...
Nah, man. Those I worked 5 days for those
Buddy,
pants. I wore them every day, bro. Tight as fuck. It sucked.
You want to know? I got fired from a job one time. I had worked privately for this, it's like painter, stain... finisher type duty. You'd go into a house and you'd finish it before the tenants came in.
You were just bred into the construction family.
You're always. All I had to do was make phone calls to my uncles. They'd make one phone call to somebody who had like a little company. Boom. And you'd get these buzzing little jobs. Bro, I worked probably 5 or 6 shitty construction jobs in my life. Renovation, demolition, high rise, residential, laborer, drywall. Fuck, bro. Holy fuck. I've done so many weird construction jobs. Oh, man. I was even a landscaper for 3 years. That's the best job I ever had. I met the funniest person.
You're just outside all day.
Outside all day. And the guy that I work with was a 45-year-old, 50-year-old guy named Sam Harrison, who is 100%.
Shout out Sammy.
Dude, Sam Harrison, you know that I love you, Sammy. Sam Ween. Bro, he's 100% the funniest person I ever met outside of comedy, who wasn't a comedian, just a normal guy. This guy would make me laugh to the point where I would like piss myself. Like, you know when you can't breathe? Like, this guy was one of those guys. He'd make you laugh.
Mushroom laughter.
And all he would do was like make fun of shit. He'd have a way where he'd flick you and you wouldn't see it. He'd be like, and he'd like flick you in the face and he'd be like, yo, chill. And he'd be like, wake up, Rita. And it'd be like so funny. He'd like, dude. This guy loved smoking weed with me, and I turned this guy from a little pinner smoker to a cannon smoker. Because when you're in your early 20s, you smoke cannons. Your body can take it. This guy was in his 40s. He used to smoke little like old man pinners.
Yeah.
And I shut up.
You suck it, 2 hits and it's done.
Dude, fuck that shit, bro. We used to work with a guy named Sam Harrison and a guy named Johnny Hillcrest. Johnny Hillcrest was like an old Portuguese.
Like a fucking, you're making this up.
No. Man. Sam Harrison and Johnny Hillcrest. Johnny Hillcrest was the man. Fucking... But Johnny Hillcrest wasn't his real name. Johnny Hillcrest's real name was probably like John Santos or something like that. He was a Portuguese guy. Okay. But they called him Johnny Hillcrest because he used to cut the grass at a place called Hillcrest. and he got caught one time like taking a shit in a bucket because that's what you do as a landscaper. Because sometimes you're not allowed to...
close enough.
Because you just can't go into the building sometimes. The building in the contract will sign that the landscaper is not allowed to use the facilities because we track in mud, we track in all this kinds of shit. So sometimes you'd have to put a garbage bag in a bucket, and you'd have a toilet seat that hung in your truck, so you could throw it on top of the bucket, shit on your shit, and then you'd throw the bag up. This guy got caught one time by the landlord shitting in the bucket, and the guy snapped. He's like, you don't let us shit in the building. You don't let us shit outside. How the fuck we gonna cut the grass? You want me to shit out?
While he's shitting, they're fighting?
Bro, I don't know. It must have been with him on the toilet. And Johnny Hillcrest forever got labeled Hillcrest. I remember the story being that he got caught shitting, blah, blah, blah. Great guy, though. This guy used to hoof joints. This old Portuguese guy would hoof joints like this. He'd be like, hey, roll it up, you fucking guy. Roll one up for us. And Sam would be like, hey, man, a little one. I'd be like, oh, and I'd roll up a cannon. Cannons, bro. And I would toke it. Like that. Pass it to Sam. And we go cut grass and shit. But Johnny Hillcrest, this old guy, I don't know how he did it. This is how he would toke a joint, bro. He'd get the cherry so hot. And like big old cherry.
Like a hash hot knife thing, yeah.
Down. And you'd watch him do it, and you'd be like, Johnny, take it easy. He'd be like, you roll it too tight, bro. You got to hit it hard.
You ruined it.
Yeah, he would ruin every joint. So eventually, because I was too young, I was only like 20 years old. So I told Sam one day, I'm like, Sam, you got to tell Johnny Hillcrest, either he starts buying his own weed and smoking it, because he can't smoke our joints like that. He's like, what do you want me to say to this guy? This guy's a fucking maniac. Nobody who's normal smokes joints like that. And we told Johnny Hillcrest, John, you got to chill out with those joints, or you got to roll your own. He got all offended. He was like, okay, then bring me my own weed. I want half quarter. I don't want to pay more than $20. I was like, what? And then we had a whole meltdown about the price of weed, that I was lying to him, that I was making profit off him each time. So then I had to switch. And me and Sam has to switch Hillcrest to a guy named Gary. Gary Sheffield.
Employees?
Listen, we didn't switch employees. We switched drivers.
Okay.
You could switch drivers of crew sometimes. You'd be on the same path and you'd be cutting the same buildings. You just switched drivers. So we switched to this old man named Gary. Gary, this is his real name, Gary Sheffield, like a baseball player from the 90s.
Yeah.
Gary Sheffield.
Solid name.
Is my favorite, bro. Old white guy, never said a word. All he did was make fun of my Portuguese food in the whitest old man way. One time, this wasn't even Portuguese food. One time he saw me eating, you know, Nesquik cereal?
Yeah.
I used to bring Nesquik and milk in a thermos and smash it for breakfast.
Solid idea.
Bro, I'm a stoner. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
This guy is like back and he goes, you fucking Portuguese eat rabbits, but I didn't know you eat rabbit turds. Bro, and him and
That's
Sam.
That's funny because...
Bro, just a little and him and Sam laughed at me, a 19, 20-year-old kid, for probably a solid 4 minutes saying that I ate rabbit turds. That's why your breath smells. I thought it was the weed. Oh, man. And I want you to know, for 3 years I work with these guys. This is the best. Man, landscaping, I miss it. This is why I got all lost in this conversation, because I love working landscaping. It's the best job, bro. You get all high. One time I cut a dick, like a 40-foot dick, into the grass.
Oh, okay. I did not expect that to go.
Yeah,
I cut a dick and you paused. I was like, wait,
what? I cut a dick.
Fucking Hillcrest dick?
Bro, that guy was hoovering on your joint and you cut his dick. Man, I cut, you could, if you walk with a lawnmower on a big patch of grass and you walk in a straight line, it will always leave a design. Yeah. So you do one line. So you start at the balls, you work your way out, work your way on the dick, and you work your way back. And okay, so I did that cut, and then I cut the grass this way. And you don't see it. What you'll see is the lines in the original low cut grass and not the ones over here. All you have to do is raise it from a 1 that you cut the dick in to a 2 and all the grass around it. Bro, I don't know who made the complaint, but it must have been great because all the people up on the building just look over and there was like a huge dick. And I got a complaint, said not to do it again. But I didn't even get fired or anything. It's just
It's a misprint.
No, it was for sure a print, bro. A big old dick. There's just so much funny shit you could do, man. There was one time a guy asked me if I would cut his weeds. Okay, I used to cut the grass in Mount Dennis or St. Dennis. Which one is the ghetto one? Beside Flemington Park. I can't remember. I think it's Mount Dennis.
No idea.
But we used to cut the grass in Mount Dennis. It's next to Flemington Park, okay? And one time, people used to complain because we'd be using weed whackers at like 9 in the morning. It's like, this one time, this like big old black dude. Yeah, of course. I know. Sorry. This old black dude, though, comes out from his like, he comes out from like his backyard. It's like a little deck kind of backyard. And he comes out, he's got like a real bad attitude kind of thing. And he's scaring the shit out of me. And I go, so I instantly, I turn off my machine, I take my headphones off. I go, yo. And he goes, hey, come here. I go, I'm like, what the fuck? And I bring my weed whacker. He goes, you think you could zap these weeds down? And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I see you, man. I see you smoking with that old guy all the time. I'll give you a little bit of weed. I'll leave a little bit of weed in the mailbox. You just got to zap down my weeds for me. I hate this fucking shit. And I was like, yeah, man, sick. And he's like, I'll be right back. Zap it down for me. Let me see what you do. And I turn my weed whacker on. You know, you turn the string really small so that you don't break the brick. And it just zips off all the little weeds. This guy comes over, he's like, man, that's sick. You the man. You going to do this for me every week? And I'm like, yeah, I can do this. He's like, you come here every Monday, Tuesday, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, I'll hear you. I won't open the door. I'll just leave the weed in the mailbox. Bro, for like 2 months, he did it. And then like fall came and you don't weed whack anymore. Yeah. You clean the leaves. Same dude. You clean up my leaves? I remember building these kind of relationships with these people. And then, man, these kind of communities get such a bad rap. You grew up in Rexdale. What was that like when you were a kid? Because I only cut the grass in Flemington Park. And I knew that it was known as a bad community. And then you see it in the news, shootings all the time. You're like, man, that's not the real community. These people are nice people. That's what I was going to say. Because you grew up in Rexdale. It was fine, no?
Dude, if you're getting shot or if you're getting jumped, it's usually because you did something. Bro. If you don't put yourself... victim blame, but that's just the truth. You don't put yourself in those positions, usually things like that don't happen. You know what I mean? Man. I would take the bus at nighttime and go everywhere. You know what I mean?
And ain't nobody coming after you and shooting you.
You just put your headphones on, keep to yourself. You know what I mean?
That's why you have a crackhead fucking
for sure. Shit. But that's such
What's
is life,
What's
bro.
your worst TTC experience?
Oh man, there's so many. I remember I don't know my worst experience. I don't know my best experience. You know, like I remember waiting for the bus stop when I would come downtown because I remember when I was 15, I got a job at the fucking Sky Dome working for the Jays.
No,
yeah, I got a job in the back,
dream.
And it was just filling all the stalls back up with stock as they sell jerseys and stuff. So I would take the little go-kart.
No way.
Yeah, it was sick. I got it. It was so sick, dude. It was the coolest job I ever got. My sister got it for me.
That's the best job ever, bro.
It was awesome. But I would take the bus from Rexdale to downtown. That was my first time ever really going downtown. You know what I mean?
Wow, what a mission.
On my own. Because
what did you get off at Union and just do the walk?
No, I'll go to Islington Station.
Yeah.
I'll take the Islington bus from Islington and like Rexdale, Islington, and like Albion.
Yeah.
All the way to Islington Station, then to Union. Yeah, and then go
and do the little Jays walk.
And do the J walk, right? And I would come after school and stuff. But I remember I would always be so late because I would leave after school.
It's the Skywalk. What's
that? The pathway or Sky Path or whatever.
Whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, it's the best.
But I remember when you'd walk towards the bus as the bus gets there, and I would only see the bus driver's hands. But if I saw the bus driver who wore the gloves, I was like, it was an Asian guy with long hair. He wore like a bandana.
Classic, dude.
This guy would get you to Islington Station in 10 minutes. He didn't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the guys who wear the gloves, man.
Yeah, man. I would get excited. And at that time, we were doing... Did you do the TTC scams? Where I would take the student ticket, rip it in half, post a penny on...
so that it fell down penny side.
Yeah. So then you turn each ticket into 2 tickets.
I never did that. Do you want to know the scam we ran? I grew up a few blocks away from my high school. I grew up at Lansdowne and Bloor, and our high school was Dundas, Western Bloor.
That's crazy to me. I can't imagine going to high school there.
So sometimes we would take you just take the subway home and then take the bus to Lansdowne and DuPont. It's like a quick little ride. But what you do is get one of your friends to grab you all the transfers who was going to Lansdowne Station and tell them to just wait till you got there. So we would walk from high school to Lansdowne Station, and one of our homies would be there with the transfers, and he'd have like 4 or 5 transfers, and he'd give everybody one, and you'd just hop on the bus, and we'd all go up to DuPont. And that was the only scam we ran. Oh, and at Emerson Station, the Emerson exit at Lansdowne Station, if you yanked the door, you could just walk into the station. And there was never a person working there. There was never like a dude.
Fuck yeah.
That's neighborhood shit.
Yeah.
You know? That's what you would do. You would wait for like people to just pay, and then it'd be empty, and you'd be like, all right. Wha-bam! And it would open, and like everybody would just scram. Oh man, you ever fit like 5 people in a turnstile, and then the littlest dude would go last? All right, here we go. And you put the token in. Yeah, I'll fucking die for 10 seconds.
For sure, man. Yeah, you have to do what you have to do to get.
If you never squished 10 in a turnstile, you don't know nothing, bro. You don't know nothing about growing up hood. I've only ever been in a turnstile by myself. You need poor friends.
But we grew up like going downtown was only for like.
Yeah, what
a big deal, dude.
We're going down because you got to come back.
Yeah,
it's
man.
not that trip down. Trip down is euphoric.
Yeah. You gotta get back before 1. Even if you're allowed to be out that late, you know what I mean.
You ever get caught too far away and you had to take a cab?
For sure. But you know what? One time, actually, the nicest TTC experience I ever had.
Guy let you on?
No, I went to go hang out with some friends, and I was in like Brampton, Malton area.
Wow.
Right, and I had to take a bus home. My parents already didn't want me to go, and I fought everybody to go to this party. Go to the party, and now I'm waiting at this bus stop. It's one of the TTC Brampton Transit connecting stops or whatever. It's like midnight, and I'm standing there. I'm like 15 years old. I'm kind of scared because I'm like, I don't know.
I'm in the middle of nowhere right now.
I don't know if this bus is coming anymore. And then I see a bus coming, but it says not in service. And the bus passes me, and it stops. And then this old lady comes off the bus driver, and she goes, "You know this bus is not running anymore." And I was like, "What?" Like a little kid. And she called somebody, and then she literally drove me home on the TTC. She took that bus and drove me home.
She just called her manager like, "Hey, there's a kid waiting here."
Yeah, I guess it's something they do. if they see kids or whatever. But it was my first time ever experiencing that. They literally, they took me home. Because I didn't know what to do. I couldn't get in a cab. If I call my parents, I'm getting my ass beat. That's the last resort. You know what I mean? So and that was like, fuck yeah. Nice old TTC lady.
Oh, man.
Came to my rescue.
One time, I have a bad TTC experience. This was some straight up. I'm not even lying to you, bro. This is the first time I ever had felt racism, and it was a black dude who was very preppy, and he was very, like, professional, but he had dreadlocks, but he just had this crazy, like, what a guy that you would imagine an ultra professional Rastafarian.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you, okay? Dreadlock dude in a suit. It's hilarious, but he looked like the driver. And I get on the Dufferin bus, and I put my change in, but he had been talking to some fucking people. So I put my change in, and I walk by him, and he goes, yo, where you going? And I'm like, man, and I remember being like 15, and I looked like such a G at the time. I used to wear such baggy clothes. I think I had my leather vest, one of those leather vest reeds, man. And this guy started.
I feel like your closet is just 100 vests, different quality, different fucking fabrics.
This guy singled me out and embarrassed me so bad in front of everybody on the bus. And I was so young, I didn't have any extra money.
What, he roasted you, or what did he say?
Bro, he started yelling at me, "You're fucking sick of your Dufferin kids getting on for free all the time. I know you didn't pay. You're just trying to sneak on."
And he was just a random guy on the bus.
Bro, it was the bus driver.
Oh, he was in a suit, though.
No, he was like in a, like, you ever see, like,
okay, I see,
like the button-up shirt, and he has, like,
the vest over
it. Yeah. He looked super professional, man.
Yeah.
He was wearing, like, the full fucking outfit.
Yeah.
I always remember that he looked like he was wearing a suit, and he had these dreads, and they were so fucking long, man.
Yeah.
And he started yelling at me, and I was like 15, and I got so embarrassed, bro. I got so flustered. It was like he was calling me out because he was sick of the Dufferin kids. What he meant was the high school kids who'd look like me and dress like me sneaking onto the bus. And I remember pleading with him, I'm not, man. I already paid. Please, did anybody see me pay? And nobody else said anything because I guess nobody was paying attention. And I was like, please, sir, I paid. And he was like, get off that bus. Don't fucking lie to me. Don't fucking lie to that people. And I swear I had to get off a bus that I paid for. And I remember getting off the bus and, like, bro, I even cried. I was so young. I was like 15, 16 years old, bro. Still in high school. I cried a little bit. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I wasn't even that far. I was only a few blocks.
You're an emotional guy. I could imagine how much that fucking affected you.
Bro, you know me, man. I'll fucking cry for, like, Dragon Ball Z. You don't think I'm going to cry for getting kicked off the bus?
Bro, it's so funny.
This guy kicked me off the bus, and I swear to God, it's because he had profiled me as one of the local hoodlums, but I wasn't. I was just trying to get home from fucking...
How does that make you feel, Reeds?
Shitty. Yeah. But it's nice to be able to relate with other people on that kind of level. Because I don't face that shit every day.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You have one experience. They deal with it every day.
And it allowed me, I swear to God, for the rest of my life to put myself in shoes of somebody who's being profiled for no reason. Only because I dressed like the local hoodlums, but I was not one. Because I'm just not one of those kids.
No, okay, I'll tell you one.
Give me one solid, yeah, okay.
Like a little
give me
joke.
Give the people
This is a true
shit.
story. It's a joke. I tell in one of my stories, my sets, but it's a true story. Like I was like in grade 3, and it was pizza day.
Oh my god!
You know, and
pizza
day is a big day because it's like I don't have to eat mom's shitty fucking bagel cream cheese.
Dude, love pizza day.
You know, yeah, it's the best. You got a toonie, you feel like a king. Toonie for the pizza, $1.25 for the bag of milk. You know, you feel excited. Anyways, I'm waiting in line. Finally got to the front of the line, and it was a grade 3, and I'm new to the school. We just moved, and I came to the school, and there's this older grade 5 kid that's handing out the pizza because he's like a fucking hall monitor or whatever his position is, right? And he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, no packies allowed." Right? He says right to my face.
Wow, bro.
But I legit, like, I'm an Indian guy, right? And I was raised as, like, we're Indians and Pakistanis are Pakis. Because we're racist too, right? Of course. So I looked at this guy and I was like, yeah, fuck him. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, who needs those guys, right? I was like, but I'm an Indian guy. And an Indian guy can have pizza too, right?
Yeah.
And I go, that's the day I learned that I'm Paki too.
Wow.
You know? I had no idea until it was put right in my face. But I was in school.
Do you remember the Paki phase? I remember that.
It's not a phase. It's still going. People are still going through
People are still dropping that shit? Are people still dropping that shit?
For sure, but I don't understand if it's race or not. Because, like, a Pakistani guy is a
Paki.
He's a Pakistani, I guess. Like, Paki. It's like, you call a Jewish guy a Jew. Is that racist?
But not if we're talking to our homeboy, Tyler Stein. He's a Jew. He's a Jew boy.
Yeah.
We love him.
I know. And all my Paki friends are Pakis. You know,
bro. Listen, man.
I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know. Maybe I get a pass.
My neighbor was a kid named Sonny, and he was Indian, but we used to call him Paki, and it never affected him shit.
He probably maybe cried at home.
No, he didn't give a fuck.
When he was alone, I'm not
time,
Paki. His name is Sunny. That's such an Indian name.
Dude, he was...
But you know what?
His brother's name was Mentu. I can't...
Mintu or something.
Yeah,
like
Mintu or some shit.
The most Indian.
Bro, I swear to God, Sunny and his little brother was Mentu. And I swear to God, I don't know if it was... Like, they had a baby that was probably 2 or 3 years old. The baby's name was Pinky.
Pinky, yeah. Oh, man, that's a super Indian family. Probably lived with their grandma.
Yeah.
And if you went to their house, all the things were like aluminum.
I cannot believe you just said that right now.
It's true.
You're fucked, bro.
I'm telling you, you're just describing 300 people I know.
But these were my closest neighbors, bro. They were G's, man. I never called them no packy shit, but everybody was like, yeah, those are your packy neighbors. You know what I'm saying by that? Like, it was such a normal thing. It was fucked.
Honestly, it's okay because it's not like a malicious...
At the time, it wasn't. If some racist asshole says it nowadays, I'll punch him out. When we were a kid, it was kind of buzzing. It was like,
man,
nobody took it as offensive when you were like 5.
When you're joshing around with your friends,
and you're all good friends.
You know what the problem is? I think people have always spoken this way, like in like the.
Do you still face racism nowadays?
Maybe I do, but I just don't give a fuck about anybody. Like I've worked hard on my energy.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Well, you've changed quite a bit since the first day I met you. You're kind of like a small town kid when I first met you. Even though you grew up in Rexdale, you had a very innocent energy where you were trying to you're trying to enter the world peacefully. Where nowadays you're like, I'm just kicking the door in. I don't give a fuck. Let's go.
And now it's just more like I have an energy and I'm always maintaining that energy. Is trying to be like good vibes.
Explain that to me a little bit.
Like I don't let anyone else fuck with my energy. I will always have my vibe. It'll always be a good vibe. And sometimes it's selfish, right? Because it'll be like my girlfriend's pissing me off or my mom's pissing me off, and I'm like, you know what? You're not fucking with my energy. You know what I mean? We'll get over your shit. I'm gonna be me the whole time. And that way you don't listen to anything. You don't listen to drama. You don't pay attention to that Facebook. Just keep smashing your shit, and it'll be fine.
You should be a racist brown comic. Wouldn't that be funny?
I was when I started. I can't tell the same jokes when I first started. I was reckless. I was saying shit because I didn't understand
that there was a culture. There was a way.
Being comics, especially at a young age, we get exposed to so many different experiences a normal human never goes through.
Not in your early 20s.
Yeah, exactly. Like I never thought I'd be 25 smoking a joint with fucking 50-year-olds. In
the middle of Sawney D Shores, Ontario.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Chilling out.
You learn and you gain perspective, and that helps us become better
humans. How old were
humans.
you when you went on a cross-country tour called Indians and Cowboys?
That one was the most recent one. That was the last time I said I'm going out west. I used to go out west because like nothing was really happening for me in the city. If you go out west, I can go fuck off for 5 months and make money. At least make money in comedy. But when you're on the road, nobody gives a fuck about you. You become a road comic. So I don't do it anymore. Because when you're on the road for 5 months, you're missing out on 5 months in the city. You might not make as much money in the city, but there's more of a presence. It makes more sense to be in the city than it makes to go be in fucking Grand Prairie, Alberta.
Bro, we got to make another podcast because even right now what we're talking about, being a road comic to me is probably my favorite thing. Only because, bro, this is the truth. I used to do it at such a young age that I built this little web of people that when I go out on these places, I can spend like 2-3 days living in Buddy's cabin in the woods.
That's different though, but not going on the road for 2 months in Western Canada, hitting every small town.
I'm not going to Alberta.
Fuck that.
To do that.
Going on the road for 3 days to go do a small cabin gig, that's fucking sick. That's an experience.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, I like that shit, man.
Yeah.
Going on the road, but if you're going to go do on the road, yeah, if you're going to go to like Red Deer and Grand Prairie and fucking...
I did that enough times for money, and to gain the experience of
performing. Sound like a prostitute. I've
done
that enough for money, but I ain't doing it no more.
You gain the experience. You know how to...
Greek only.
You know how to perform for a group of 50-year-old white people.
Did you have some racist shit happen out there?
Fuck yeah, I did. The most. You know what I mean?
Isn't it fucked?
People just avoid you cross the street. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm not even black. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I had a guess that we were talking about that there's tiers of racism, that black is clearly at the top, then it goes brown, and then it goes Asian.
Yep.
And those people are all people of color, but they all have their own experiences.
But also what I'll give to like, it's hard to give them this excuse because it's fucking 2020 and everybody has Instagram and television. But some people they've lived in small town Alberta for so long in their life. They've never seen a building that's more than 2 stories high, you know?
Buddy, they've never seen someone that looks like you, probably.
Exactly.
Bro.
So they're actually like, I've seen it on TV, but to see it in real life, I guess it's like the first time, like last week I saw a firefly up north for the first time. I seen them on TV, but to see one in real life, it's like, holy fuck, yo, I'm not even on mushrooms. This shit's flying and glowing. like a little GPS. It's just flickering, dude. Crazy.
I hate that you have to go through that kind of shit. Because to me, Alberta is such a positive thing. Not that I've ever been to those fucking...
But I love it. Don't get me wrong. That would not make me say I'm never going to travel
run,
again.
Man. I never did the fucking hick run. Anytime I do Alberta, to me, it's this super, like, cool liberal place. I do Edmonton. I do Calgary. I do fucking Banff.
But because you're blessed, you don't want to do that. You've done well for yourself where you've gotten skipped over that. You don't want to do that, bro.
I don't want to do that.
It's fun the first time when you ever go on the road and you're like, yo, I'm sleeping in hotels every night. This is cool. I'm a real comic. But after, like, dude, you're like, this is where comics go to die, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the art doesn't live there, man.
And it's comics. You know what it is? It's comics 5 years in a row doing the same hour.
Yeah.
Road to road. And then you come out there and you do 30 minutes and trust me, you'd be the same as me. You do 30 minutes and it's new every night and you're just crushing and people coming up to you and you're like, I've never had a comic like you come to downtown before. You know what I mean? And you're like, this is great, but it's depressing as fuck.
God damn it, Nitish.
And when you're in the city and you're just crushing, even though it's 5-minute spots, you're not getting paid. There's more of a vibe in the city.
Bro. Come on, man.
And if someone really likes you in the city, they'll give you more of a follow. Like I appreciate.
I swear to God, bro. I want to inspire the scene to make money. You can make money doing comedy. What you've got to do is make sure that the good comedy stands out from the shit comedy.
Quality.
Okay, you can't just have like every show be free, every show have an all-star lineup. Bro, the shows that are free shouldn't have all-star lineups, and the ones that are $5, $10 that bring in at least like 20 people, 30 people that pay. Those should be the good shows, man.
But the biggest problem is, like, even it happens out west. The reason shows stop happening is because, like, I have shows out west that I'll only share with other headliners because there's comics out west that will undercut gigs that, like, we can get $1,500 and we can do one show, we'll get $1,500 and 2 hotel rooms, you know? Sick. But there's comics that are calling those same places and being like, we'll do it for $250, no hotel room.
Come on.
And then the show is so bad, they're like, we don't want comedy here anymore. And then you just lose that gig. You know? It's happening everywhere. Undercutting, it happens in every business, but, like, it's just... And I guess, can you blame them? Comics that are really hungry 2 months in, just fucking calling around trying to... Of
course you can blame them.
I mean, I get it. I get both sides of it.
See, now I truly understand gun laws. You got to shoot those motherfuckers. Am I right? Grand Prairie, Alberta. All right, let's get your show going tonight, everybody. Your first comic. Yeah, you've seen him on TV. You've heard him on the radio. Give it up for Nitish Sakuja. Don't you just miss that?
Hopefully COVID kills off all these comics. And then it's just... And it's just quality.
COVID has just made the comedy scene better. Listen, we got to kill this show. We got to get out of here.
I'm sorry, we went so long.
There's no long. Who gives it? It's a long form show anyway. Listen, if you've been listening this whole time, we want to thank all of our sponsors. Literally, it's just us. Nitish is available for everything. Make sure to follow him at Nitty Sack.
Nitty Sack on Instagram. NITTYSAK.
Okay.
High on Trees podcast. Check that out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Check out his podcast. He has the original 420 podcast in the city. This guy and Paul Thompson, one of our other guests on this podcast, and one of my best friends, and also in comedy. They host a live podcast, hosted in a secret location. Not so secret, but I mean, whatever.
Well, it's not live right now because of COVID.
But
yeah, but it'll be. I can't. That's one thing I miss so much. I miss live audiences for the podcast.
I might be going to Winnipeg next month
for comedy.
Oh, to do rumors.
Lucky bastard.
They need you to quarantine. I'm like just down to boogie. I'll go fucking quarantine right now in Northern Ontario for a...
Bring me as your opener. I'll drive you. We'll go.
Yeah, you
road trip it.
We have to. I'll be exhausted.
Let's do it.
That's our fucking show. Roll the credits.
Thanks for listening to Reeds.
So now they're going to cut the audio and we're just going to have credits rolling up, you know, and it looks like we're just having a conversation. Now the credits are...
That's fun, man.